friends and welcome back. In this video we are going to see about JDBC, Java Database Connectivity. We will mainly see two things. First one is JDBC API and JDBC driver. Now JDBC API is used to connect with database and execute query. With the help of JDBC API, we can save, update, delete and fetch the data from the database. Now, what is JDBC driver? So, JDBC driver is used to connect to database. Now, this JDBC driver is decided according to the database you are using. If you are using MySQL or Oracle, then we will use here MySQL or Oracle driver according to your database. Now let's see the database connectivity steps in the IntelliJ. I have created here a Maven project. In that we have a source directory. Inside source directory we have main directory. Here in this package org.example, let's create a class JDBC demo. Now in this Maven project we will have a pom.xml file. You can see here we have this. In this we can add the dependency. So here we can add the driver directly, so that it will add that driver dependency. We'll see that later on. First let's see the 7 steps for connectivity to connect with database steps. So in that first step is import java.sql.star. That means we are importing star means all. So let's first here import the java.sql. You can see here we got and star, all the packages, all the classes. So that the second step is load and register driver. In this we are going to use MySQL workbench. I have created a table here, students table, using this test schema. I have ID, name, age and address. We are going to output this all records in this console. So here we are as we are using MySQL workbench, so we need a MySQL connector that we will download. But here we need to write com dot mysql dot jdbc dot driver. How this MySQL driver we need to add? So we have here a pom file. Here we can add the dependency of MySQL connector. So we will go to the web browser. In this web browser you can just write maven mysql connector. So here we will get on the first link maven repository. In that you just need to, I have tested this 8.0.25. It is working properly. So you just need to copy this and paste in this pom.xml file. So this is the good point of using Maven project. You just need to add the dependency. You just need to save this. So here you can see that this we got this dependency MySQL connector. If you are in case if you are not using this Maven project, you can directly download the jar from here and externally add that through this modular settings. Sorry, through that modular settings in this library you just need to add this java and you need to give the location of that jar file. But as we are using this maven, you just need to add this dependency. Now the third step is to create a connection. So let's go by step to step. So here first I have you can see we have imported the SQL imported as java.sql.star. Now let's create a main class. In this we'll load and register the driver. So let's write class dot for name. In this double quotes we need to write this com dot, you can see this class, we need to provide this class. So com dot mysql dot jdbc dot, you can see I am getting the suggestions driver, you can say driver. Here you just need to mention this class, and this will throw an exception. So we just need to add exception here, class not found exception. Now next thing is to create a connection. So to create a connection, let's write connection con. Now you can see here this connection is an interface. So we need to find a method to get the object of that. So we have a driver manager dot get connection method. In this you can see get connection, it will give us an connection object. So here we need to pass three parameters: URL, user and password. Now let's see one by one. First one is string URL. In URL you need to pass JDBC, MySQL. Now here you need to specify the local host and the port number. The default port number for this when you install this is 3306. Then you just need to give the database name, the schema name, the test. I have here the test one. This is your URL. In this we have JDBC MySQL, the host name, the port number, and the default port number for this whenever you install would be 3306, and the database name. This will pass URL here as a parameter. The other parameters in get connection method is string username, and by default my username is root, and the password, I don't have password, so I will keep it empty. If you have password you just need to mention it here. uh, in this, if you have any password in this database, then you should mention it here. Now these three parameters are passed here in this get connection method. So first one is URL, second is username, and third one is password. So in this get connection we have passed this three parameters. Now we have created a connection, so third step is completed. Now fourth step is to create a statement. So to let's create a statement. So statement, you can say java.sql st. Now let's see this statement. This statement is an interface. So we need a method which gives us the object. So by using this connection we will create a statement. So con the connection object dot create statement. Now you can see this connection create statement method returns the statement. So we have successfully created the statement. The fourth step is completed. Now fifth step is to execute the query. Now we are using this database, and when I execute this query we are getting this output. So I want to use this similar query in my program, so I just need to copy this query, and let's create a string here query, and we will write that paste that same query here. Now to create a query To execute a query using this statement object, we just need to write st dot execute the query. Now in this execute query method, we need to pass the SQL, in the sense query. So we have to pass this query here. Now this execute query will give us a result set. In the sense, we will get this data in that result set. So let's write a result set rs equal to result set. We'll get a result set by executing this query. In the sense, we'll get the data in this result set. So we have executed a query here. Now the sixth step is to process the result set. So we need to whatever the data we got in result set, we need to process it. So result set, you can see in result set we have method called next. Now next gives a boolean value. If there is a data in this, for example, after this 19th id we don't have a data, so at that time this boolean value would be false. So this next would give us the true output until we have data in the database. So for example, for these three records we'll get the true. So we have more than one record here, so we need to write the while loop result set dot next method. If there is a data in this table, we need to output that. So let's write something in the output. We have four fields here: id, name, age and address. So for output we'll write id, name, age and address. So these are the four things in our table present. This is for the output, and if we have data, then it will gives this next method will uh, return a value true, and we will print the data here. So we can see s out. So first we need to analyze the data. So we have four fields. In that, first one is id, which has integer values. Second is name, which has string values. Third one is age, which has integer values, and fourth one is address, which has string values. So according to that we will write here output. So using this result set, rs dot get first field is id, so we'll get an integer output. So here we need to mention the column label in the sense column name. So we just need to copy this field, and in double inverted commas we need to paste it. You can see here we got this column label. Let's just provide here some space for formatting, and next we will output the name. So name would be in string, so second field we'll get in string, and the column label would be this one. Now here we just need to concat this. Now let's provide some space again. Next one would be the age. So age would be in the integer. So we just need to write get integer and the field name. I'm copying this field because if you write id, this is in capital, and if you write in small letters here, then it will gives us an error. So it is better to copy that field and paste it here. So there would not be an error in your program. So the last field is, we will write rs dot get, we want address, so get string, address would be in string, and we need to provide the column label. Copy this and paste it here. Save this. So now we have, now the we have processed the result set. Here we have written this for the output, and this until we have the record, it will print the this all the columns, and when we don't have further record, it will exit this while loop. Now the seventh and the last step is to close the connection. Close the connection. So here after this while loop, we will first close the statement and then we will close the connection. Con dot close. So both the statement and connection we have closed here. So let's save this program first and execute it. Okay, we got here the output, ID, name, age, and address. Now you can see here, compare it. You can see we have three records, and we got here three records: 18, 19, 17. All the records are similar. We got the records, whatever it is present in the database, we got it here. Now here there is an error that it's showing that this class is deprecated, so we need to use this one. So it is better that you use this, copy this one, copy this class, and sorry, you need to copy this one and you need to paste it here. So instead of this mysql.jdbc, just need to write cj. This is the extra part in this, because this method is deprecated. Now again you save this program and run. So you can see that that error has gone and we got our output. Now here you can change the query, and according to that you can change here the output, the result set. That's it for this video. If you have any doubt regarding this video, then you can mention it in the comment section. Like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe the channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon.